Have you ever wondered how that spoonful of sugar impacts your brain and learning abilities? Well, let's delve into the science of it. Sugar, particularly refined or processed sugar, has a substantial effect on our brain's functionality. It's not just about getting that instant energy rush or the subsequent crash. The impact goes much deeper, affecting our cognitive abilities, how we think, learn, and remember. Several studies have been conducted to understand this sugar-brain connection. One such study published in the journal Nature showed that a high intake of sugar can hinder learning and memory by literally slowing down the brain. The study found that rats who had a diet high in sugar had worse memory and learning skills than those on healthier diets. And when we talk about a high sugar intake, it's not as much as you might think. The American Heart Association suggests that the maximum amount of added sugars you should eat daily is 9 teaspoons for men and 6 teaspoons for women. To put this into perspective, a single 12-ounce can of soda can contain up to 10 teaspoons of added sugar. Now let's talk about teenagers and their consumption of sugar-sweetened beverages. Teenage years are crucial for brain development, and consuming high amounts of sugar during these formative years can have lasting impacts. A study published in the Journal of Nutrition found that teenagers who consume more than one sugar-sweetened beverage a day have lower scores on performance-based tasks and verbal memory. But it's not just about the immediate effects. High sugar consumption during these formative years can set up a pattern of poor dietary choices leading to lifelong health and issues. So it's clear that sugar has a significant impact on our brain functions. But how does this affect our memory? Tune in for the next scene as we explore how sugar can impede memory skills and what we can do to mitigate these effects. If you find this information helpful, please give us a thumbs up, share this video, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the bell icon for more updates. We appreciate your feedback in the comments section below. Can a sweet treat really fog up our memory? It's a question many of us may have pondered while reaching for that enticing donut. Well, the answer, as it turns out, might be a little more complex than a simple yes or no. So let's get into it. When we consume sugar, it's not just our waistlines that take a hit. Our brains do too, specifically our memory skills. You see, our brains have what we call memory receptors. Think of them as the brain's notepads, jotting down our experiences and storing them for later recall. But here's the kicker. Too much sugar can block these memory receptors, making it harder for us to remember things. Imagine trying to write on a notepad that's been doused in syrup. It's sticky, messy, and your words just don't stick. That's what a high sugar diet can do to your memory. But before we all start panicking and throwing out our sugar jars, let's take a breath. The good news is that the learning and memory problems associated with a high sugar diet can be reversible. Yes, you heard that right. Just as a notepad can be cleaned and made ready for use again, so too can our memory receptors. Reducing your sugar intake can help clear those receptors, making it easier for them to do their job. It's like giving your brain a much-needed spring clean. Now, this doesn't mean we can eat sugar willy-nilly and then just cut back when we start forgetting things. It's essential to maintain a balanced diet to keep our brains and our bodies in tip-top shape. Remember, moderation is key. A sweet treat now and then won't do much harm, but a constant high-sugar diet can have long-term effects on our memory and overall cognitive function. Memory isn't the only cognitive function affected by sugar. Let's delve into how a high-sugar diet may even alter the brain's pathways. So stick around as we continue this eye-opening journey into the sweet yet not-so-sweet world of sugar. Could your child's candy bar be shrinking their brain and lowering their IQ? This might sound like an exaggeration, but recent research suggests it's not entirely off the mark. Excessive consumption of processed sugar can lead to an array of health issues, but its impact on the brain is particularly concerning. Specifically, a diet high in sugar can cause the brain to atrophy or shrink. Brain atrophy is a condition characterized by the loss of neurons and the connections between them. This can lead to a decline in cognitive functions, including memory, attention span, and even intelligence quotient, or IQ. A study published in the New England Journal of Medicine found that higher glucose levels were associated with an increased risk of dementia. In simpler terms, the more sugar you consume, the foggier your brain gets. This brain fog can manifest as confusion, forgetfulness, lack of focus, and poor decision-making. Now, this might leave you wondering, is this damage reversible? Well, the good news is, it can be. The brain is a remarkably adaptable organ, capable of rewiring and rebuilding itself. By reducing sugar intake and adopting a healthier diet, individuals can mitigate the effects of sugar-induced brain atrophy. However, prevention is always better than cure. It's crucial to identify the signs of excessive sugar consumption, especially in children. These may include frequent mood swings, energy crashes, and an insatiable craving for sweets. In one study, children who reduced their sugar intake for just 10 days showed improvements in their cognitive functions and metabolic health. So the next time your child reaches for that candy bar, consider offering a healthier alternative instead. With all these negative effects, one might wonder, how can we protect our children from the harm caused by processed sugar? Can we reverse the damage caused by sugar and create a healthier future for our children's brains? This question might be lingering in your mind. The good news is, there are several strategies that we can adopt to mitigate and prevent the negative effects of consuming excessive processed sugar. Let's start with the role of parents and educators. It's crucial to educate children about the effects of sugar on their brains and learning abilities. Simple, engaging activities can be used to demonstrate these effects, such as observing changes in attention and mood after consuming sugary snacks compared to healthier alternatives. It's also essential to foster healthy eating habits from a young age. This can be done by incorporating more fruits, vegetables, and whole grains into meals, while reducing the intake of processed foods high in added sugars. Now let's talk about the food industry. Unfortunately, many companies use deceptive practices to hide the true sugar content in their products. They use different names for added sugars on food labels, such as corn syrup, dextrose, and fructose, which can make it challenging for consumers to make informed decisions. Therefore, it's vital to read labels carefully and understand what they mean. Another important concept to understand is the glycemic index and load. These measures indicate how quickly foods cause blood sugar levels to rise. Foods with a high glycemic index or load, such as white bread and sugary drinks, can spike blood sugar levels and may negatively impact brain function. On the other hand, foods with a low glycemic index or load, like whole grains and vegetables, provide a more steady source of energy and are healthier for the brain. Yes, the impact of sugar on our brains can be daunting, but remember, it's never too late to make healthier choices and reverse the damage. By staying informed and making conscious decisions, we can protect our brains and enhance our learning abilities. So, the damage caused by sugar can be mitigated, but are there cultural practices we can learn from to prevent these issues? Let's delve into that in the next segment. What can we learn from cultures with lower sugar consumption like those in Asia and the Far East? Indeed, there are lessons to be learned from the East. Asian cultures, for instance, have a historical predilection for consuming less sugar. Their diets often emphasize natural, unprocessed foods, and they tend to favor hot water and tea over sweetened beverages. Sweet goods, while enjoyed, are not typically the cornerstone of their daily consumption. This lower intake of refined sugar is not merely a dietary quirk, it has significant implications for cognitive health. A diet low in processed sugar supports better brain function, improved memory skills, and may even contribute to higher IQ scores. On the other hand, the high sugar diet prevalent in many Western cultures can result in cognitive deficits, memory problems, and even brain atrophy. It's not just about cavities or weight gain, it's about the long-term health of our brains. So what can we take away from this? Firstly, reducing sugar intake is crucial. Opt for natural, unprocessed foods when possible. Swap out that soda for unsweetened tea or hot water. Train your palate to appreciate the subtle sweetness in fruits and vegetables. Secondly, education is key. We must teach our children about the effects of processed sugar, not just on their bodies, but on their minds. We must equip them with the knowledge to make healthier choices. Lastly, be aware. Many food companies hide sugar in their products under different names. Learn to read food labels properly and understand the relationship between sugar, glycemic index, and glycemic load. In conclusion, it's time we rethink our relationship with sugar. It's not just a matter of taste or immediate satisfaction, it's about our brain health, our ability to learn and remember, and ultimately, our quality of life. Remember, the sweet moment of sugar consumption may not be worth the long-term effects on your brain. We hope you found this video informative and helpful. The effects of sugar on our brains are not to be taken lightly. It's a matter of our cognitive health, our ability to learn and remember, and ultimately our quality of life. We've learned a lot today, from the connection between sugar and the brain, to its impact on memory and brain structure, and even IQ. We've also looked at how we can mitigate these effects and prevent them from happening in the first place. And we've taken some valuable lessons from the East, cultures that have traditionally consumed less sugar. Now we'd love to hear from you. What are your thoughts on this topic? Do you have any tips or experiences to share about reducing sugar intake? Please let us know in the comments below. Your insights could help someone else on their journey towards better health. And don't forget to hit the bell button for notifications of our future videos. We'll be covering many more topics related to health and wellness, and we wouldn't want you to miss out. If you found this video useful, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. It helps us reach more people and spread the message about the importance of mindful eating and living. Thank you for watching. Remember, your health is in your hands. Take care, and we'll see you in the next video.